Hare Nama, Hare Nama Eva Kevalam, Kalo Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Gatiranyata.
Yes, Vaiji Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for an excellent lecture. ये टॉपिक भी थोड़ा डीप में हम जा रहे हैं तो मे बी इट विल बिकम कंट्रोवर्शियल आल्सो आई डोंट नो talking about women's freedom and given the current state of affairs मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है फ्रॉम अ वैदिक पर्सपेक्टिव प्रभु जी कि आपने बताया द रोल ऑफ मैन एज अ फादर एज अ हस्बैंड एंड एज अ सन एंड वुमेन का भी जो कुछ रोल है पर जैसे आपने भी बताया कि यहाँ यू नो इन कलयुग the value systems have eroded so much and
I'm sorry to cut you. I couldn't hear you. There was some Wi-Fi
sorry
issue.
sorry I'm
Can you
actually
repeat your
on
question?
the road, that's why, sorry Prabhuji. So my
Okay.
question is um, men agar they don't perform their roles, right? Because shastra mein it has been clearly said and Bhagwan bhi repeatedly taking births to, I mean, not birth, appearing to actually show what needs to be done and giving the message, the role of a father, role of a husband, role of a son, and women का भी जो कुछ ड्यूटीज है उसका भी वर्णन है. मेरा प्रश्न ये है कि अगर a man does not perform his duties, then women को कैसे अपने आप प्रोटेक्ट करना चाहिए, बस संन्यास नहीं लेना है, तो वो सब है. पर would those rules then apply, Prabhuji? How will they, take care of themselves? Because possibly expectations भी एक है, which is of course within the woman's control, and that can be, that's something that possibly women have to learn from the shastras. But अगर मर्द अपना रोल नहीं परफॉर्म कर रहा है इन these three capacities, so woman का क्या उपाय आप दे सकते हो शास्त्र में, क्या गाइडलाइंस है फॉर अ वुमन इन सच अ सिचुएशन, particularly in कलयुग? हरे कृष्णा, धन्यवाद, प्रणाम.
Hare Krishna, Vaditana Pranam. बहुत अच्छा प्रश्न है. And situations like these have also happened in ISKCON also. And Prabhupada has dealt with these situations. आज का जो प्रवचन जो था, it was on ideally how a father, mother and a son should be. Because in a lecture, that's what you can give. Because there can be subjective cases. And each case will be different. So to provide solution to that will be difficult. So this is how ideally one should be. Now, in your question that when the husband is not very spiritual, and then what should the wife do? She cannot even take sannyas. So as Prabhupada said, one should externally do his duties, his or her duties. And internally one should be serving the Lord. This is an option, and this is actually the solution, that the wife keeps serving the husband, and at the same time internally she's also doing her duty of serving the Lord. And the Lord is the Paramatma, he sees everything, so he arranges accordingly. If she sees that the wife is very serious, is sincere, then he will arrange something accordingly. He will transform the heart of the husband also. And these cases have happened. Like I remember in Dubai, there were many Matajis who joined ISKCON and the husbands were not really interested. But then they had a change of heart and they also joined and they also do Diksha. These are certain solutions. Best solution I would suggest is that if the woman is really sincere, then she should just approach her guru and ask what's the perfect solution in this matter. Because sometimes the situation is more complex than it appears. So this is the perfect solution. This is the perfect thing that the person can do. I hope that answers your
Thank
question,
you.
Madhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So the conclusion that I can take from here is one size fits all nahi hoga, one solution for all situations. In case both the women and the men are not following the Vedas as given, then एक solution nahi hai which will take care of all the situations. It's going to be fact specific, and Guru ko approach karna hai in that situation, because they'll be able to guide us person ko much better. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. That's my understanding. If it's wrong, please let me know. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, we should come to that ideal stage. That is the aim of the scriptures. And that's the duty of the Guru to help you out. That is his duty. And I was reading this, and when I read it for the first time, I was 15 years old, that women should always be protected. But then I thought in my mind that I have my aunt or my grandaunt, very far away relation, barely met her also. She unfortunately did not have any kids. So मेरे मन में एक प्रश्न आया कि इसका ख्याल कौन रखेगा? So then later on I got to know that they had their relatives who were taking care of them. But at a certain point, their relatives also got old also. So then she was staying in Vridhashram, and she passed away recently, a couple of years ago. But the Yajnavalkya Smriti states that in the absence of the three options of the father, the husband, and the son, then the community should take care of the woman. So here, Vridhashram can be considered as a community, as a current modern day solution, at least they're taking care of the woman. But the community should take care of them. They should always be protected. That was the main point of all Smriti scriptures talk about protection of women. And women like it. For example, how much ever equality they are talking nowadays, they always like when there is a special women compartment in a train or a metro, or a special seats reserved for women in buses. Not only that, but certain companies nowadays also have female taxi drivers, so that they only pick up females. So it's natural. These things are very natural. The sad part about the society is that it expects that a woman can only become a woman if it becomes equivalent to a man. This kills the feminine aspect of the woman. This is my understanding. So the protection should be given. One should respect that gender for what that gender is. Yes, I hope that answers the question. Any other questions, I will try my best to answer them.
Hare Krishna, bro. Very practical question by Mataji, and very beautifully answered. I didn't have anything else, but just remembered when you were talking, मुझे याद है प्रभुपाद जी की जो सिस्टर थी पिशिमा, उनके भी हस्बैंड का यही इशू था. He was a meat eater and all that thing, and she used to serve him, but she used to do all her sadhana, all her seva, everything perfectly, and she was serving her. That's a grahastha duty she was doing, but internally she was always as a devotee. So just remember that. Wanted to add that. Hare Krishna.
Yes, but also one thing that remember: the husband did not interfere in her spiritual activities.
Oh, okay.
If you observe it very clearly, it's not that he's beating her. At least I haven't heard of any situation in which he was beating her or something like that. Oh, why are you chanting Hare Krishna or something? I don't think he had any issue with it. He's like, you serve me, I'll protect. And he gave a good protection, to the best of my memory for what I've read. And later on, she herself took Vanaprastha, she became a Vanaprasthi. She took white cloth, and she was just dedicating herself completely in chanting Hare Krishna Maharaj. In Gaudiya Vaishnavism, the Varna thing Yes, it's there. Varna and ashrama, it's there. But more emphasis is given on if you're chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra or not. That's where the most of the emphasis is. Aap grahastha ho, sannyasi ho, but how much are you chanting? How much are you hearing? That is even extreme importance. Like a grahastha chanting 64 rounds is taken like he's more respectable, I would say. And a sannyas and then a sannyasi who may not be doing that much.
Yeah, correct. Thank you. And I think in general, if we see, especially I don't know what other, but in Indian community, majority cases are like husband, if he is not into Krishna consciousness, wife is doing, he is not bothered. तुमको जो करना है करो, मुझे डिस्टर्ब मत करो. ये अलग होती है, तुमको जो करना है करो. So that is him. It's very rare ऐसा होता है कि ये husband is very aggressive. नहीं, you don't do this. नहीं तो it's very rare. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. What he will do, what to do.
Yeah. Okay, I think और कोई question comments नहीं है, तो I thank you from the bottom of my heart, Prabhu. Very nice shloka, very nicely dealt. So nice question and answers. So thank you for that. We'll keep meeting again, Prabhu. So stop here. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhascha kripa sindhubhya.
Thank you for the opportunity, Prabhu. Thank you all the Vaishnavas for your blessings. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.